Hello again, friends. Welcome back to twitch.tv/TrooperBerry, where we will be doing some more Long Dark here in a bit, but as this is going to be the last stream of 2024, I thought this would be a good time to break out the old tier list maker. Because we played way more games this year than we did last year, so I thought we might just do a quick little recap. Now, I should say up front, I am including games I played both on stream and on YouTube exclusively. So there might be one or two you didn't see me play on Twitch, but it's all good. So starting with 30 Birds. This was one of the demos we did. I'm including demos as well. And this was the really a cool Persian art-based one with a bop of a soundtrack. I liked what I saw here. I think there's some real potential. We'll be coming back to that. Okay, Backpack Hero. This is one of our established games. I really enjoy it. Even if I haven't played a lot on stream, it's a really solid recommend. Really good roguelike. Oh yeah, and so our tiers, we've got I'll Be Back with like a definite replay. We got Rotation, so it'd be in the group of games we regularly come back to. Replay ? Ones we could come back to. Fun but done means I had fun during my time with it, but I doubt we're going to come back, and then ones that were just okay. And there's no F tier. I don't play games I don't like. So yeah, Backpack Hero. Yeah, Backpack Hero's in the rotation. And then Balatro. Balatro just absolutely blew up this year. And it used to be like the Stardew Valley was the poster child for solo dev breaks out. But man, Local Funk and Balatro had themselves a year, to the point where not only did they win Indie Game of the Year at the Indie Game Awards, but they were in the running for Game of the Year at the Game Awards. So it is absolutely wild. I'm going to say this is a rotation pick with an asterisk. Only because Balatro requires more thinking than I'm comfortable doing on stream. So that's going to be one for me. But it is a ton of fun. You don't even have to know how to play poker to enjoy it. It's really a busted build simulator. So if you're even just like marginally familiar with poker, you know more than enough to do well. Okay, I see a Bow Path the Teal Lotus. Another demo we did. It was okay. The art style was really cool. The gameplay kind of got annoying in bits. I had fun, but I think it's we'll skip the full release. Celeste, okay, this will be, if we're gonna have any controversial opinions, Celeste is an excellent game. You can tell it's a real labor of love, and it's a heartfelt story. It means a lot to a lot of people. I had a terrible time playing it. Now, part of that might just be a skill issue. I did die something like 2,000 times just playing the base game, let alone all the many mods that are out there. So, I appreciate Celeste. I'm never going to play it again. Also, hey, sweet, good to see you. Welcome. Chinese parents. This is a kind of a tradition for us here. Every Lunar New Year, we bust out Chinese parents again. I'm not going to lie, it's part of the rotation. So one of the fun life sims we got out there. Okay, Cold White. This was one of the demos we did, like the TLD adjacent titles. And this was the one where we had the dev stop by in chat, and they're very nice. And this is their first project. It's a solo project, so I will say this: from what I saw, I'm gonna say our experience with the Cold White is probably done. We'll keep an eye on it, but I don't know. I mean, full credit to them for taking the risk and then making a video game, which is a hard thing to do. But from what I saw, I don't know that it's different enough to TLD to where I would go out of my way to play it. You know, like I wanted to see with Chinese parents, but it was interesting. You like to see more of it? Well, you just might be in luck, sweet. Because I think it got an update not that long ago. I believe they added pets to it. So there's a very good chance we might come back to that next month. And speaking of stuff for January, Cuisineer, a Singaporean title, a dungeon crawler, super cute. And being Singaporean, they put a lot of emphasis into the food. I feel like there's a good chance we're gonna come back to this one. It was a fun time. There were some game mechanics I wasn't in love with, especially the very harsh penalty for losing a dungeon run, like where you drop like 80% of your backpack. Not a fan. But by and large, fun game. Cyberpunk. Okay. Yeah, this is one I did not think would click with me. But we did a community challenge and we raised the points for it, so I jumped in, and honestly, I had a good time. Now, I don't know if we're going to come back to it on stream, but I definitely feel the itch to jump back in and then just play around in the world again. It has its flaws, obviously, and there's some. We found some hilarious bugs in there as we were doing it, but all told, damn good game. Speaking of damn good games, Dredge. I don't know if there's going to be more content coming out for Dredge, but I had a ton of fun playing it. I love the interplay between the long stretches of chill exploration and fishing, and those short, sharp bursts of butt-clenching terror when there's an eldritch horror from the deep bearing down on you. So yeah, I think Dredge, big fan. I don't know when we'll come back to it, but I feel like we might. I'm sure we will. Okay, Edge of Sanity. This is another title that came out, I think, Halloweenish, the October. It looked promising. I think I got 8 to 10 hours in. I'll be honest, I'm not sure what to think about it. Some elements were a little but like the atmosphere was absolutely great. Like the eldritch kind of creeping dread, real good. Full points to them for that. Dredge became free to Prime users. Oh wow, Tina, and you've added to your game collections through through Good Old Games. Yeah. Oh yeah. You have a chance to play Dredge for free. Absolutely take it. Now I don't know if you have access to the DLC on there. But like there's like an Arctic Biome DLC and then the Iron Rig DLC, both of which very good. And the nice thing is, you can play them at any point. It's just the base game. Okay, and the Dredge base game is damn solid on its own. And I would say, and if you like that, maybe when it goes on sale in the future, maybe you get it through Steam and the DLC. Okay, Elden Ring. Elden Ring was one of the like the 100+ hour playthroughs we had, like Cyberpunk, Elden Ring, Stardew Valley, and Mars Horizon. Yeah, I was surprised with how much Cyberpunk took hold of me. Honestly, Elden Ring less so. Now, I enjoyed my time with it, and we dipped our toes into the DLC, but I don't know. I don't feel the same pull to come back to Elden Ring that I do for Cyberpunk. I mean, amazing game, gorgeous, and depth all around. But I don't know. Going back to it, if I did, would I do a magic build rather than the build we did last time? But I don't know. It's not gnawing at the back of my mind like other games are. We call it Rage Central. Oh yes. We even with me, using Spirit Ashes, there were several times where we were in the Descent to Madness, where I spent 2 entire hours just trying to beat one ulcerated tree spirit that wasn't even a boss. I just had to kill it to advance a certain character's quest line. 2 hours. I was I was in a rather fragile state after doing all that. And the wild thing is, I think we wrapped up doing Millicent's quest line on that stream. I did that fight and then the sisters fight, and I stopped. The very next stream, the very first thing I did was fight Malenia. Beat her first try. Go figure. You would never be able to play Elden Ring. Well, I don't know, sweet. Tina made a pretty good fist at it, and she, I mean, it took her a while, but she got the hang of it, and she beat that first boss, and I was very proud of her for doing that. But yeah, if you're not feeling it, definitely don't force yourself. Okay, growing up, there's a reason it's going right next to Chinese parents. Instant rotation. It is. It's not like a well-known game, but it's just it's a comfort food game for me. It's another. It is a nostalgia bomb for '90s kids. Another life sim. It's basically like Chinese parents' distant Western cousin, but it's made by Polish devs. So sometimes the slang swings between American and British, and it gets a little weird in spots, but hey, that's just part of the charm. Yeah, I will defend this game often and loudly. I like it a lot. Hades 2. Okay, this is still in early access. And I have been playing it off stream. Again, much like Balatro, it requires more concentration than I can really manage and be entertaining at the same time. But that said, I really enjoy it. It's really good. Again, Supergiant has they've outdone themselves. Yeah, when Hades 2 came out in early access, it already had more to it than Hades 1. And Hades 1 was an absolute banger on full release. So we'll come back to it. On stream, I don't know, but I'll definitely revisit it, and I'm gonna have a fantastic time. Okay, a Highland song. Again, honestly, similar to Growing Up. Not that well known, but it really should be. It is like an exploration kind of platformer with some rhythm game elements. Like there are parts where you're traveling along it's set in the Scottish Highlands, and as you're skipping along, there are parts where the music kicks in, and you go faster and farther if you do the rhythm game elements. And honestly, the soundtrack is an absolute banger. Yeah, it's got Talisk and Fourth Moon, two giants of the Scottish festival circuit, and like they said, the music, like the vistas are gorgeous, and like the story just hits me in the feels every time. I really enjoyed this game. I would love to have more people play it. Okay, Little Ghosthunter. This is one we tried out on YouTube. A neat little puzzle game. It's another solo dev project, and that was one where the dev was actually kind enough to reach out afterward. I want to go. It has come out in full release. I do want to play it. Not sure when, but it's a really cute little puzzle kind of game. There was one puzzle in the demo that really just threw a roadblock on me. It'll be easy if you ever played piano. I have not, so I had to call in some outside help. But no, it's a really neat game. We're gonna come back to it, I'm pretty sure. You're taking notes on games you're not familiar with. Well, hey, that's why we do what we do here. Little Kitty Big City. I saw a lot of people playing this. It is adorable and set in kind of a quasi Japanese-ish setting. I mean, let's be honest. It's Japan. They never say it's Japan, but it's Japan. This is a really fun game, and it's adorable. I think I got my fill. Other people can will revel in it. They'll 100% it. They'll have a blast. I think I'm done. You got that on a really good sale not too long ago. Oh yeah, and I'm sure. Yeah, you'll have a lovely time. You get to interact with all manner of animals. It reminded you of Stray. Oh yeah, well it's I'll say it's nowhere near as serious as Stray. Yeah, it's definitely way more lighthearted, way more fun. Okay, The Long Dark. It's just okay. I don't know why anyone plays it. It's aight. Come on. Am I going to use that joke 2 years in a row? Yep. God, obviously, this is one of our main games where we're going to keep coming back to it. Honestly, I'm not even sure. I'm not even sure like this sixth part of the Tales is going to be the last update. There's still more to come. You were not expecting Stray to tug at your heart emotions like it did. You want to play it again though? Okay, yeah. No, there will be some emotions, but not the nothing heavy. Okay, Lost but Found. It was okay. I don't want to dunk on the devs. There is, I think, and I said this in my closing thoughts. There is a good game in Lost but Found, but I think that there's just enough getting in the way of it. I would not be that interested in coming back to it. There's some pretty important mechanics that go unexplained. The difficulty spike is significant. And like you don't know why you're sending money home, and why do you need a court order to stop sending money home? That's dark. And like the burglar comes around repeatedly, and so it comes across like it's a cozy job sim. It very much is not. Yeah, absolutely right, sweet. It can be rage inducing. It's remarkably difficult. Now, to their credit, they do have multiple difficulties, and you can, if you do want that chill experience with no timer, you can do that too. And I think with some tweaks, they can fix some of those pain points and kick it up to being a game that I think a lot of people can enjoy without feeling stressed. but I don't know. I think for now, I think it's just okay. Mars Horizon. So this is one. Yeah, this was our China playthrough, where Mars Horizon is an alt history sandbox where you take charge of one of 5 countries, and you lead their space agency from the dawn of the space race, putting the first rocket into orbit, all the way until you found a colony on Mars, and that's the victory condition. Now, this was a long playthrough, and I had fun doing it. It was frustrating in bits, especially when the the Soviets appeared out of nowhere to try to pass us on certain projects. It's a good time, and the sequel's going to be coming out, I believe, this next year. But I think I've played more than 100 hours in that one run. I think I'm good. I love it, but I'm done. Okay, Matchmaker Agency. This, I think, I saw this in one of the Steam Next Fests. I think maybe in like late 2023, and I thought, you know what? Sure, we'll try. And honestly, it surprised me with how good it was. You know, it's not a dating sim per se. You're not out there to find love. You're out there to help others find love. Which was a neat little change of pace. And like I said, and you have some recurring NPCs who add some color to the game. And of course, you have an adorable cat who's your agency mascot and guide. I'm torn between replay and... Actually, you know what? I'm going to stick it in replay. There's a chance we might come back to that, especially if the devs, build it out a little more. Because it's fun, it's chill, it's... there's some definite role-playing possibilities in there, too. And it does also help that this is another game where we had the devs in chat, coming in and talking with us and doing some on-the-fly quality control. And I love it when that happens. Okay, Mexico 1921, A Deep Slumber. This is another demo we did. A really interesting story game set around the Mexican Revolution. We didn't get very far. It was like an hour or so. The full game is out. I want to come back for more because it looked intriguing. Mound of Music again. Mound of Music, same. Another demo. I'm borderline there because like they have a story mode, which is it moves along a little slowly. But they also have like a separate music mode where you do the bits where you play music. That was really good. So I think between the two, I'll be on a wait and see. I'll probably revisit it, and then I'll make a call within a couple hours whether or not to go full on. Moving houses. Yeah, well, honestly, I'm putting it in the fun but done simply because there's not a whole lot to it. It's a cute looking game about packing up your house and moving that takes some psychological twists and turns. It was a nice little quasi horror game for Halloween. I finished the whole thing in like 2 hours, if that. So not a whole heck of a lot to it, but for what was there. And again, this is like another one-person project. I had fun with it. Okay, Orgynizer. Much like growing up and Highland Song, I will defend this game. Now, every time I talk about Orgynizer, I have to lead with a couple things. One, it is not a sex game. it is not porn. What it is, it's a game for people who are really into organizing, because all it is like you're organizing parties basically. You're making sure the right people are in the right rooms with the right partners with the right implements, if any. So it's just like a big series of logic puzzles. And then the further on you go, the more variables get added in, the more complicated it gets. So the other thing I always say, it's not for everyone, but if it's for you, it'll really be for you. Because it scratches a very particular itch that very few things otherwise will do. So I have a lot of love for Orgynizer. I know Andrea does. But again, if you're the kind of person who likes things organized just so, and they must be just so, or else it'll eat away at your brain, give it a look. It's safe for work. Despite the name, totally safe for work, and you can make it even more so if you want. Big fan of Orgynizer. It's in the rotation. Peglin, our Peggle-based adorable goblin roguelike. I thought it would pop off more than it did, kind of like Backpack Hero, but I had good fun with it. Now it's a little along the lines of Slay the Spire, where you only have a limited number of characters and a limited number of upgrades, but what they do is like they increase, kind of like the Ascensions in Slay the Spire. You have Crucibles, like starting from 0, going all the way up to 20, I believe. Now those kind of progressions I'm not so much a fan of, but like the free play I enjoy. Again, Peglin, really neat game. And you don't have to do the ascending difficulty if you want. You can just vibe with it, and it's really good. It's a questionable replay, but I like it a lot. Plushie from the Sky. This is another one I saw in a Steam Next Fest, and it was just like the seeing the little angelic girl run around just swinging plushies and everything. Like your weapons are plushies. And this is another dev's first game, and I thought it was just cool enough to try, and we did. I finished the whole thing in like one 6-hour sitting. So I'm done with it, but I'm glad I played it, and I hope the dev comes back and makes more, because it was like a gateway drug for the Souls curious. It had some of the Souls mechanics, but it was also kind of a more of a light RPG in a cute setting. Oh, and then interesting fact about that. My playthrough actually got noticed by a YouTuber of size. So I did the whole thing, start to finish in one stream, and I uploaded it to YouTube. I didn't think any more of it. But fast forward a couple months, and there's this YouTuber called Iron Pineapple who regularly does series on Souls-likes you've never heard of. And in one of those videos, Plushie from the Sky got mentioned. And in his discussion of it, he did not get the true ending, and he was kind of confused about what that was all about, what that was supposed to be. Someone in his chat found my playthrough where I did get the true ending. And then so all of a sudden that I saw just the views on the video shoot up. But if you look at the graph for when people viewed, it's hilarious. It's like a 6-hour VOD, and for 5 hours and 45 minutes, it's almost nothing. And then in the last 5 minutes, you see just shoop, where everyone skips straight to the end to see the true ending. Which, I know, like, if I was actually making YouTube content for a living, I would be devastated. But for me, a hobbyist, it was hilarious. Okay, Potion Craft, which we just finished. And whose music you're hearing now, because you can't get the Long Dark to play and click away from the game. So they did just come out with the 2.0 update. And like I said on stream, and as I have said on YouTube, the 2.0 update, ignore that. I'm using an old image. The 2.0 update basically addressed every single complaint I had about the 1.0 release of Potion Craft. It is astounding. They got new music. They got less RNG involved in getting ingredients. They massively built out the tech tree. I played through start to finish, and then I started fresh for 2.0, and it felt fresh and fun enough to where I played through the whole thing again. So I'm gonna put it in replay ? If they come out with more content, we'll come back to it. If not, I'm happy with what we got. One of the situations where you know what happened, they just had there's someone playing for multiple, and they don't want to sit through another. Iron Pineapple's playthrough, it was very condensed. Like he showed highlights of his playthrough. But no, and to be clear, I take zero offense. I am, I'm delighted. I'm like I'm like Balatro at the Game Awards. I'm just happy to be here. If they saw like 15 minutes of my VOD, that's 15 more minutes than most everyone will see. Let's see. Okay, Short Snow. Another of the TLD likes that we checked out the demos. Yeah, honestly, I think there was even less there than the Cold White. Well, okay, oh, hang on. Which? Or am I? No, hang on. I'm getting them changed up. Yeah, Short Snow was the one with the story mode. Okay, yeah. Cold White was the one where you were basically starving half the time, no matter how much you ate. Short Snow had a survival mode and a story mode. That was a little bit more built out. Okay. But yeah, Cold White had. It was basically an open world survival game that just happened to have a wintry setting. I don't know. I didn't have a ton of fun playing that one. So I'm just going to file that under just okay. And then there's Stardew. Again, that was an extended playthrough when we went for perfection. And we got it. I think we started the playthrough in March. I did take some time off. So it's not like it took the course of like 8-9 months to get perfection. That would be overstating it. Hey, Will, welcome in. Happy Monday to you as well. Hope everyone's recovering nicely back at home. Yeah, Stardew. I'm gonna put it in the rotation. It might not necessarily be an on stream rotation, because I have played 1,400 hours of that game, and I think that the perfection playthrough took something like 120 hours. So I think we've earned some time off from each other. Maybe we come back, maybe I play offline, and then I just do some goofy nonsense. But again, nothing but love for the game. It'll always be part of the rotation in my heart, but I need some time. I need some space. Yeah, without Lewis in it. Okay, Still Wakes the Deep. Probably my horror experience of the year. Yeah, it was linear. Yeah, there wasn't. It was only. It was not that long, like less than 10 hours. But the setting was gripping, and like it was very well made. It had a real sense of place, and it did one of the things that I really appreciate in that it doesn't have to explain everything. Like, you don't have to say, oh, this is why this eldritch abomination happened upon us, or sometimes shit just happens, and then we hairless apes have to adapt. And yeah, there's just the unapologetic Scottishness of it all was invigorating as well. I said there's not a lot of replay value in it, but I definitely had fun doing it. And I am also very much looking forward to seeing what the Chinese room does with Bloodlines 2, but we'll get there eventually. Updates with new features seem to renew interest. Oh yeah, and I mean, I know a concerned ape keeps saying, "Oh, we're gonna pivot to Haunted Chocolatier. Haunted Chocolatier is coming," and yet these updates for Stardew Valley keep coming out and coming out and coming out. One of these days he's gonna pivot, I'm sure. Fingers crossed. Okay, Tiny Bookshop, another demo we did. It crashed a couple times, which gives me concern. But the setting, the whole conceit, the dragging along a bookshop out the back of your car and like setting up wherever you happen to park. I like the idea. I'm looking forward to the full release. Possibly supposed to happen this year. We'll keep an eye out for it. Okay, Under Canopies. Okay, I have to be careful with my thoughts on Under Canopies, simply because I don't want to get caught up with what it could be or what I want it to be. I think when we played the demo, I said I wanted it to be, or I thought it could be the Among Trees that we never actually got. Like TLD Summer Edition. And to be clear, we might still get it. But what I saw in the Under Canopies demo was really sparse, not a lot of moving parts, and I hold out hope, but honestly, what I saw was just okay. I put an asterisk by that. We will visit the full release whenever it comes out, but for what I saw, it does not compel me to play again. You're looking at it on Steam, like, yeah, because it is very much. I mean, it's there in the Among Trees, Under Canopies. It's right there in the title. It's playing off that. And hey, if it actually delivers, I'll be the first to say I am delighted, and I'll jump in with both feet. But for what I saw, not it. The whole Among Trees thing was heartbreaking. Yeah, Epic Cash claims another one. I mean, it's that the devs are legally allowed to, kick out a 1.0 release, take the money and run. It's not illegal. Not great, but it's not illegal. But anyway, well, enough about Among Trees. Okay, last up, Vampire Therapist. Another one, very linear, more a story-based game. but I had an absolute blast playing this. And I'm heartened to see that there is actually going to be a DLC coming out soon, where we pivot to doing couples therapy. So you better believe we're coming back to that. Also, hey, Wildcat Terry, good to see you. You got to check out Potion Craft? Nice. You have 4 Philosopher's Stone. Now, did you start fresh, or did you pick up an old save? Because I started fresh, and I think, yeah, it took me like the best part of 3 hours just to make the Philosopher's Stone and Philosopher's Salt. Oh, you started an old save. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it took a little bit, but even despite that, we whipped through the game at the new pace. Like, I started fresh, and by day 47, I'd made everything. I had completed chapter 10, which is wild because in the 1.0 release, I think it took me more than 100 days to finish out chapter 10 because the popularity stars you needed were double. Well, like you need 500 now to get popularity 15. You needed 1,000 in 1.0. So they really did fix the late game grind. One of my biggest complaints. But yeah, there we are. This is our 2024 Twitch/YouTube tier list. Yeah, Cyberpunk, Dredge, Hades 2, TLD, Vampire Therapist, top of the list. And then some beloved titles here, like Chinese Parents, Growing Up, Highland Song, Orgynizer, Stardew. Many of these are demos or games that we know have more content coming. So pinning most of those, except for Elden Ring. I think my time with that is just done. And the fun but done. And yes, I know Celeste is in there. Lots of people love Celeste. I liked it. I appreciate what it means for other people. It just, the gameplay stopped me from loving it. And then just, okay, again, they're not bad. They just really didn't click with me, or for these 2 demos, I would need to see a lot more before I come back. No Vampire Survivors or TMN. Well, I didn't play either of those. No, these are all games I played either on stream or on YouTube. Now, if you want to make your own tier list, by all means, feel free. You can go to tiermaker.com and you can get yourself one of these for free. Okay, but yeah, so that's our tier list. I'm going to take a quick pause here. I'm going to rearrange my little display, and then we're going to pivot back to the long dark. So, folks on YouTube, appreciate you being here. And for everyone else on Twitch, hang out for just a little bit. I'm going to do some rearranging, and then we're going to do a lot more wandering and shooting. So stick around.